Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here, and it's been a while since I did a video on my home defense shotgun build. I got sick for a while there with mono, so I really wasn't feeling up to doing any videos, but I'm back to my healthy self now, and we're finally going to get back to putting this home defense shotgun together. So the next thing I wanted to do was to put on some sling attachments. Now I don't have a sling yet because all the slings that I've found at Walmart and Rural King and all the different places I've been to, I really wasn't happy with them, and so I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to make my own sling with some webbing and some other things. But what I have here is just some sling swivels. Now for the back, so I'm going to have to do two different types of sling swivels. For the back, I've got these Uncle Mike's sling swivels with the studs. Now these are meant for like bolt action rifles and stuff like that, but you can drill a hole in this synthetic stock, I'll show you that in a minute, and put one of these sling studs in, and of course you have your sling swivel to go with it, and I have two of them, so I could do this one other time with one other shotgun if I wanted to. For the front, I have this little three-sided Picatinny rail set up. I got this from Amazon. I forget who makes it, but I'm sure there's several people who make it. It wasn't that expensive. I forget how much it cost because I got it a long time ago. But this just slips over the mag tube, and you just tighten it down. And then I have, these came in a 2-pack, but these are some quick disconnect sling swivels. So you can just pop them out like that for a quick disconnect, and they just slip over the Picatinny rail, so it's a pretty nice setup. So I'm only going to be able to use one of them for the sling, so the other one I could use on like an AR-15 or something, something that has a Picatinny rail later on down the line. So let's get to it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take off the barrel. Just put your action at half and then unscrew. Very simple. And then we're just going to take the Picatinny rail and slide it over, put it where I want. I think I'll probably put it somewhere around there. And just take your proper size Allen wrench and tighten down the bolts. Okay, once you have it tightened up a little bit, just stick on the barrel and make sure everything's lined up properly and tighten it down. And looks pretty good so far. So next, we're gonna take one of these. I'm just gonna slip it over the rail. Might have to loosen it up a little bit. Put it in place and just tighten it up. Get a screwdriver and tighten her down. Alright, now we have a front sling swivel on this shotgun. Now of course there is a spot here if you wanted to get a factory sling swivel, but I don't really like the fact that that sticks out further than the muzzle, so I prefer it to be back here. Just my personal opinion. Next thing we're going to want to do is put in the sling swivel, or the sling stud, in the back of the stock. So if you look here on a Maverick 88 or on an older Maverick 88, you have this little flat spot, and this is normally where a sling stud would be. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I took a pencil and I put a little X on this little flat spot to kind of just mark the center of it. Now it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. I don't really have the proper measuring tools to get in here and get it exactly perfect, but as long as it's close to center, it should be okay. And just take a drill and a drill bit that is slightly smaller than the actual sling stud, and just drill a hole. Now if you get a bit that's a little too small, that's okay. You'd rather want to have one that's too small than too big, because you can always go up a size but you can't go back the other way. So this, I think, is a 9/64, and if this is too small, I'll just go up a size. Okay, so I have the hole drilled, slightly off center, but that's okay. Now we're gonna see if the stud will actually screw in there. And it's looking like we're probably gonna have to go up one size on the drill. Alright, once you got your hole properly drilled, just take your sling stud here and get yourself something like an Allen wrench or something, and just start twisting it in, and the threads will bite into the plastic or the wood, whatever you're drilling into, and just twist until you get all the way down. Alright, the stud looks pretty good in there. Just make sure that you have it properly aligned so that the sling swivel is front to back and not like side to side or something weird like that. And just take your swivel and put it in there. Alright, now you have a rear and a front sling swivels. So now it's ready to accept a sling, if and when I ever decide to make one. But anyway, that is the second step in my home defense shotgun build with my Maverick 88. This will pretty much be the same for any shotgun if you have to do any of these steps. But so far I think it's a pretty good home defense shotgun. Just need to get a sling. I want to get some Velcro side saddles for it, and then maybe if I can find one that's in my price range, maybe I'll put a light on it, because this Picatinny rail is good for a light or a laser or whatever you want to put on here. I just bought it because it was a good mounting surface for a sling swivel stud, or a sling swivel. But you could put a light, a laser, you know, other things like that on there as well. So, subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.